For some dinner. Do you eat dinner? Go on then. Go on then. Right, Winston, in the area. Come on, in there. Go on. What's your boom?
There's none left.
There's nothing here for him, fella, is there? Who's at the door this time? Score! I think they need mixed. One for Pablo. You're gonna sit nicely. Go see your brother then. Nah, he's got no food left. He's not leaving food. Get out. Can you sit there? You sit there. Good boy. Look how professional we look. Oh, and they're ruined. You die. Yeah. Whatever. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. So for everybody who's watching in the now, close to this upload date, first of all, thank you for 40,000 subscribers. Like, we did not expect to hit that yesterday, the day before. Whatever day it was, we had just like a mad amount of subscribers all of a sudden in one day. So thank you guys so much who subscribed and got us over that milestone. It's huge. We can't thank you guys enough. And also, thank you for all the Pablo birthday messages. Obviously you can see it is still well within his birthday. So, today's video, we get questions all the time asking about food. What food do we feed Pablo? What food do we feed him Winston? Are we going to change Winston from his food to the same food we had for Pablo? How are we going to transition him from puppy food to adult food? Get a lot of questions. So, let's address those questions. So, Winston has been on Royal Cannin Junior puppy food. Something like that. I'll put a picture of it here because we don't actually have any of it left in the house. Because as you've seen, Pablo is now Winston. How long is this going to go on for? Winston is now fully on Lily's kitchen, so he's on exactly what Pablo was on when he was a pup. So how have we transitioned Winston from one food to another? And the process it takes to transfer... Hey, no, absolutely not. What the hell? Where did you get that from? No, stop. Dogs, but specifically puppies, are very sensitive to diet changes. They don't cope very well with it. So what you've got to do if you are changing the diet, whether it's from dry food to wet food or a dry food to dry food, whatever it is, if there's going to be like a kind of big change, you have to get down. Go on then. Go on. So you're always the good one on camera, aren't you? Yeah, you're very professional. So you want to like wean them onto it. You want to just do it a little bit at a time. So we feed Winston 3 times a day. Now what we did was we started off with a night food. Just kind of put half in that because that was only 30 grams, whereas his other meals are 50 grams. So that's his smallest meal. So we just put a little bit of the food in there. See how he reacted to it. See if he enjoyed eating it, which, I mean, pugs, dogs in general will just eat anything. So he's absolutely fine. And then we started introducing that into his morning meal and then into his evening meal. So basically 3 meals a day, he was getting half and half between his old food and his new food. So we just kind of kept doing that until his other food was running out. So as his original food started to get lower, we started then making like the last meal of the day the new food only. So then slowly the new food became more of his diet and then the other food was becoming less and less. And as you've seen today, that was the last meal, half and half. So he's now fully onto the other puppy food and he absolutely just devours it. There's been no issues, you know. This has been over the transition of about 2 weeks. So obviously we've been, you know, checking his poos in the garden, you know, making sure he's not a weird consistency. There's not really much change. He's not going more often than he usually is. Might have to be a little bit of trial and error. And it's the exact same when you're going from puppy food to adult food. Same thing. Start introducing a little bit into one of the meals and then introduce it into all the meals and then slowly start taking the original meal out so it's just the new one. So in terms of what we feed Winston, I'll go get the bag. So we feed sorry Pablo, I'm blocking you. So we feed Winston on this, the Lily's Kitchen puppy food. So it's grain-free, wheat-free, completely natural ingredients, compostable packaging. Everything about them is just healthy, nutrition, everything's natural. If you don't know about Lily's Kitchen, go check the website out. I'll leave a link below because I can't talk about everything now. But we would highly recommend this. Obviously we fed it to Pablo. I'm going to be feeding it to Winston. As you can see, Pablo is a very healthy dog, aren't you? Yes.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Yes. Now, at some point, I will do a full video about dog food and the brands you should use or the brands you should definitely avoid using. Because if I just read you a quick line from the back of this packet, Lily is actually a border terrier that the owners of this company obviously use. So she was battling with itchy skin, and basically what they did was they started to make a completely natural food, and I noticed itchy skin went straight away. So taking her off regular dog food and giving her this natural diet obviously helped that out. And there's a lot to be said for dog food brands and their association with specific illnesses. Now, I don't want to make a video specifically bashing any particular brands at this moment until I get kind of enough facts to support my evidence to give it to you guys. I've watched a few documentaries, and the links between some brands and, say, like cancer are very high. It's proven but never been properly proven because nobody has the time to basically manage the dog world, but somebody needs to. I'm sure a lot of people will probably feed their pets on supermarket brands, discount brands, even just the big chain brands. They're all bad for it. There's a lot of ingredients they use that shouldn't be using. It's not regulated enough to basically... No one cares, basically, above people who actually have the dogs themselves.
Hi, it's going to be in the video.
No, please don't. So we would recommend Lily's Kitchen, but of any brand that does natural food, that doesn't have any kind of wheat, grains, anything like that, just do your research beforehand. When me and Chelsea decided to go for Lily's Kitchen, we were feeding them a Royal Canine.
Royal Cannin! It's funny to think back how many nights did I sit on the laptop looking at like dog food ingredients and literally like be like, it's got peas, it's got carrots, because it was things we recognised.
So Pablo originally was on Royal Canine. Now, there wasn't particularly anything wrong with Royal Canine. The problem was Pablo at some point just stopped eating it. He had really bad health issues, but that was just because he basically refused to eat the food. We have no idea why still. There was a whole video series on that. And he made himself really ill. So while he was doing that, we basically looked for an alternative food because he wouldn't eat even any other kind of Royal Canine food. He just was not having it. So that's when we switched him over to Lily's Kitchen. And then obviously we're putting Winston on the same food because we want them to have the same food when they're older, rather than buying a bag of this food and a bag of that food. They can both have the same food. Another thing I would say is grain and wheat free. Now, grain and wheat free food is associated with easy digestion. Now, the reason being is obviously wheat's inflammatory. What do they call it?
Oh, he's pumped.
He's pumped. It like
What does it do?
it expands. Like it.
Absorbent.
No, it's.
I feel like we need to set like countdown music.
No, because if it's got wheat in it, then basically when it's cooked and stuff, it basically creates air pockets. So the dog's stomach thinks it's digesting more than it's got because the wheat basically expands it so they can fit less ingredients into a bag of food. That's why wheat-free food is more expensive, because there's technically more in it. Well, essentially what happens with dogs is if they eat, let's say 100 grams of it and it's got wheat in it, then 100 grams of that, a lot of it's basically just air and pockets of nothing. So their food's thinking it's got 100 grams and creating acid to deal with 100 grams of food, but actually there's only 50 grams in there. That's when they have stomach issues. Does that make sense? Like I said, I'm going to do a full video on this, but I just kind of want to give you guys a bit of an insight now. so you can get an idea, and then when that video comes out, we'll give you the full proper explanation. Because like I say, I've been doing a bit of research into it, but not enough to know exactly what I'm talking about. Because we are not experts, we are just here to give you a bit of advice from what we've learned, from what other people have told us. So I'm sure you're sick of hearing me talking, so we'll wrap this video up here. Hope you guys enjoyed, hope you found this informational. If you did, drop a like on the video, drop any comment down below. There will be people in the comments who actually know what they're talking about. So drop some questions down there and I'm sure some people will reply. As always, people, peace out.